So today we did a 40 by 100 wedding. It's up in Old Forge, New York. It's got a great view. It's going to be a pretty good wedding. I'm going to show you lacing and I'm going to show you some lighting. Here inside is the finished tent. Before we leave, just show you the lighting hanging in the tent. It doesn't look that impressive during the day, but it looks really great at night. Here is the lacing. We kind of started filming this halfway through, but you put the one lace up through, and then you put it through the previous lace. So you put one up through the hole, and then put it up through the previous lace. So then it ties it all together. One up through the grommet, and then through the previous lace. And then as you go, you flip over the flap and attach that. And now the tent will be held together, and this flap will keep water from getting in. So you go up through the grommet and through the previous lace. Now the only thing that changes is the end, which we're about to get to. So up through the grommet and through the previous lace, and then hook the flap over so that the rainwater stays out. Now the very last one lace is extremely long. It's the second to the last one. It goes up and through the previous lace, and then the bottom lace is shorter. That bottom lace goes up through the grommet, but instead of going through the previous lace, the long one goes through it and comes back up. And then it's got a lot of length on it, so you just tie it a whole bunch of times, and it keeps the tent secure. But beyond just tying it, there is a thing you hook at the end, because in case the knot slips or something. But you just put as many knots as you can in it until you have no more, and then you pull it tight. And then at the end, you just hook each section together with a heavy-duty hook and heavy-duty D-ring. And he's having a little trouble here, but he gets it. Now this is the lighting. It's not the best video, but you see me starting here at the center pole. I use a zip tie. It's a big zip tie. I cut it off. I zip tied him to the pole down there, up to the center pole, and then I will just keep continuing on. Now this center pole, this is the second center pole. This is a male and female plugged together, and 1 second I'll tell you why. So let me stop it right there to explain it a little bit more. So that connector piece, the male, the female, if we're doing a 40 by 100, they all just stay. And then if we're doing a 40 by 80, that connector piece is right where it needs to be, so that all I got to do is take off the 20 feet. Now I can do it as a 40 by 80. Same thing, right at the where if that was a 40 by 60, I would just take off the last two strands at the connector piece, and now I can do a 40 by 60. Same thing with a 40 by 40. Like up here is a 40 by 80. If I had to add a 40, make this into a 40 by 100, all I'd have to do is add that one extra strand. Now it's 100 feet long. And then if this was this is a 40 by 80. If it was a 40 by 60, it'd only have two center poles. All I'd have to do is take off two of those strands, and it's good to go. That way I don't have to have a 40-foot strand, a separate 60-foot strand, a separate 80, and a separate 100. I just have a 100-foot strand with male-female plugs tied together, basically, so I can have one 100-foot strand and then just adjust as it goes. Now right here is the line coming up from the other side to go across the tent. And I didn't do a very good video, but now this is completely done. Let me show you. We start at the pole, go up, connect it with a zip tie, and come back down. And then we use empty grommets here, or empty sockets here, to bring us over to the next pole. And then it gets zip tied there, goes back up and down, and this one ends there. Our next one starts over there, goes up and down, and again, we use empty sockets right here. See, nothing is in it, no light, and it goes all the way over 20 feet to the next pole and goes back up and down. So what I didn't actually show in the video is those empty sockets are actually a separate piece. It's not that it goes up, down, and then over and up and down. Each one of those 40-foot strands is its own separate piece. Now the empty socket one has its own male and female plug on it. So the 40-foot will go up and over, then it will plug into that one with empty sockets. We usually use just plain wire with no sockets on it. But when we first set this tent up, that's what we had. I didn't bring any plain wire. Other tents, other bins of our lights have just plain wire. But that empty socket is, 20 feet with a male and female plug on it, so that you can connect the one that you just went up, over, and down, connect it to there, go over 20 feet, and then go up, over, and down. We do it this way because, for instance, a 40 by 100 with 4 center poles. This is a 40 by 80. A 40 by 100, right back here actually, with 4 center poles has 4 up, over, and downs. Up to the center pole and down. A 40 by 80 only has 3 center poles. So if I had each one of those things set up as one entire strand of up, down, and then over 20 feet up, down, that would only work on a 40 by 60, which has 2 center poles, and a 40 by 100, which has 4. A 40 by 80, I would then need its own third strand just to go up to that last center pole. So if I have every single strand go up and back down, and then have a connector piece, then I can do any size tent that I need to. If some other company calls me and says they got a 40 by 300 up, I can take a few boxes of lights with me and know that I can go up and down, and I have a whole bunch of connector pieces that connect through the side of the tent 20 feet to go back up and down, and just keep doing that until it's done. But if I just had them all in big lengths, then I could only do certain sizes with those. So I just want to be able to have all my lights do every single tent no matter what. So that's why it goes up, down, it ends at a female plug, and then I have a connector piece to bring it to the 20 feet to the next pole, and then that has bulbs on it, goes up and down. With these LED lights, you can basically run about, I think it's 500 feet off of one plug. And this particular tent, we did only 40 feet, up, down, over with nothing, then up, down. That was 80 feet actually. And then we started another plug and did the same thing. The guy just had a lot of outlets. He brought in power from his house, had a big box for us, so we just had a bunch of outlets, so it was easy to do it. But generally, we really just do 2 outlets, one for all the way down the center, and then one for across the tent, because I'm using LED. It's only 1 watt. I can do 500, I forget, maybe it's 1,000 feet. But I can do a lot of feet on one plug. If it was incandescent, I would have to split that up all over the place and have extension cords like crazy. So it wasn't that great of a video. I forgot my tripod. I was going to set it up and just do like a stop motion kind of thing, a fast speed kind of thing. But I forgot the tripod, so I have another video that shows you how to make all this lighting. So I'll put that in the link. Go check that out. Thanks for watching.